folks, it's Thor Dykhout talking at you once again. Welcome back to This Week on Blu-ray and DVD. We've got 4 titles to tell you about, and we start with the true story, the courageous saga of Philomena Lee, brought to life beautifully, courtesy of Judi Dench and Steve Coogan in one of 2013's finest films. Get a look at Philomena.
What if he died in Vietnam, or lived on the street? Or what if he was obese?
What on earth makes you think he'd be obese?
Because of the size of the portions. That's my Anthony.
I met him.
Where?
At the White House.
Dear God, what was he like? And did you remember anything he said?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Might have been hi.
Wow, what an incredible film. I mean, Judi Dench stars as Philomena Lee, the mother of a boy conceived out of wedlock, given up for adoption. Nearly 50 years later, she meets up with this journalist, Martin Sixsmith, who formerly worked for the BBC. He was not into doing these kind of stories. He was more from a hard news background, but she talked him into it. It's all based on a true story, and it's based on his 2009 book, The Lost Child of Philomena Lee. Coogan also co-wrote the film. It's directed by Stephen Frears, but it's got a wonderful script, and it plays out like a beautiful buddy comedy, but it's also got so much drama. So the way they were able to still make it funny and balance it with a very poignant story was really brilliant. And I just love the two of them together. It's one of Coogan's finest roles, and certainly one of Judi Dench's, because she doesn't play the sort of dowdy matriarch that you see her in a lot of roles. So it was a step out of her comfort zone. It tells the story wonderfully through some great flashbacks. So don't miss Philomena, one of the best, as I say, of 2013. That is probably my top pick for this week. All right, now we're talking Ben Stiller in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Now, you may remember this short story from school. It's about a man who works for Life magazine, analyzing photos and putting together the layout of the magazine, but he also escapes the drudgery of real life by daydreaming. Have a look.
Is this the real life? Is this just
She's gonna blow!
God, you're not worthy? From reality.
Yeah, there you go. That clip sets it up very well. He kind of escapes all of his mundane tasks as a photo manager working for the magazine that's facing cutbacks with these sort of larger-than-life fantasy sequences. Great cast in this one, including Kristen Wiig and Adam Scott, who's a scene stealer. But I didn't really care for the tone of this movie, and I thought it was very rambling. I didn't like how it mixed the fantasy elements with real life. And it did have some beautiful cinematography. A lot of it is shot in Iceland because a photo goes missing, so Stiller then has to embark on an incredible true life adventure. But I just thought there were so many tonal shifts in the film. It didn't feel consistent to me. I never really felt that it was genuine or authentic. All the characters and the script seem over the top and cartoonish. So for me, this one stayed, I think, much better as a story and didn't work as a film because it was just a little bit too over the top. And Stiller was a kind of unlikable guy. It's got that sort of heartwarming tale about following your dreams and not letting anything stand in the way of your ambitions and following your true passion. But to me, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, although it looks great at certain parts, didn't really work as a movie overall. All right, now we're going to be talking about Ralph Fiennes, and he is directing and starring in this one, and we're getting to Kenzie, and oh yeah, it's The Invisible Woman, and this is actually based on a true story about a young actress's exciting but fragile relationship with the famous Charles Dickens.
Mr. Dickens,
It was remarkable.
It was?
Yes.
I'm told these readings double sales.
you are an admirer of my husband's work, Miss Ellen?
Of course.
It is a fiction designed to entertain.
Surely it's more than that. It changes us.
My writing is ferocious. I fight not to be distracted.
Do you like this life?
Wow, I mean, Ralph Fiennes continues to just dominate, not only in front of the camera, but behind. He's amazing in the Grand Budapest Hotel. But here, he gets behind the camera to tell a very sumptuous, passionate story, and he stars as Charles Dickens himself. Felicity Jones, who you'll see in the upcoming Amazing Spider-Man 2, she plays the young actress who strikes up this romance with Charles Dickens. And he also reteams with the English Patient co-star Kristen Scott Thomas, who plays the woman's concerned but tolerant mother. A beautiful little period piece with some amazing costumes and just a riveting drama at its core and a lovely little love story, courtesy of Ray Fiennes. So great performances all around, really well written, and Fiennes has such a great eye for detail when it comes to directing films. So the guy is a powerhouse. Don't miss this one if you like historical pieces. It is chock full of goodness. All right, we'll leave you with a comedy of sorts, if you could call it that. Yes, Ride Along, starring Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. And Ice Cube is a veteran police officer who takes his fast-talking brother-in-law on for a ride of a lifetime. Here you go.
I'm devoted to you. You would make me the luckiest man on the planet if you would be my wife. What does that mean? Huh? What's that?
Did you get her father's blessing yet?
No, it's not her father, it's her brother. Hey, get down, boy! You got 2 seconds before I'm involved. You're white! You're white! You don't fight?
Yeah, it's pretty much chock full of gags like that. But if you like these two guys, and Kevin Hart, I have to say, is a comic powerhouse, you will enjoy it. There's some familiar faces in the cast, along with John Leguizamo and Lawrence Fishburne. A lot of the gags are pretty predictable, but it does have some funny moments. I'll give it that. If you don't like these two, though, you're probably going to be bored. But this one is worth a watch for some predictable gags. The two of them have great chemistry together. Other than that, the writing of the film wasn't all that sharp, and it doesn't take many twists and turns that you wouldn't expect from this kind of comedy. That being said, though, they are fun to watch on a superficial level, so I would say it's worth one viewing, and maybe not much more. There's some good extras on the Blu-ray and the DVD, though, if you want to check that out. Kevin Hart and Ice Cube in Ride Along. You know, looking back now, it is kind of funny. It does have some decent gags. I'm a cheap laugh, though. All right, that's it, folks. I'm Thor Dykow. You can check me out on Twitter. Let me know what you think of these titles on social media. I'll see you next week on btvancouver.ca.